Audio check. Audio check. Perfect. Kings, queens, monarchs in between. We're back with more NBA 2K18. Uh, Last time in our first episode, we went 33 and 49 as the Detroit Pistons. We ended up going through a midseason teardown because we were, a little bit worse than acceptable, and we managed to secure the number one overall pick, Leftos Alexandris. Uh, just a very high upside forward who's on a 1 year draft and stash. So he won't get to play. He won't get to play with us right away, but he's on his way. Uh, then we've also done a little bit of work in free agency. Did I mess with this guy at all? No, I didn't. Is his foul tendency good? Not far off from where I like it to be. Hello, King James. Alright. So then, Galloway, Al-Farouq Aminu, Garrett Temple, Jeremy Grant. So, at the point guard spot, we have Langston Galloway and Aaron Cook. Yeah, I remember being not super thrilled about Aaron Cook, but there will probably be minutes for him just because, well, we're rebuilding. Might as well see what I've got with this guy. Got Levine and Luke Kennard. Then at the forward spots, we've got Harkless, Aminu, Jeremy Grant, Josh Eustace, as well as Dion Peacock and Zach Conley. Alright, I think I remember what I wanted to have this guy do. Yeah, I mean, he looks like he makes for a rock-solid secondary ball handler. Yep, I heard about that. Russell Westbrook announced his retirement yesterday, and man, that's rough. I mean, he was an incredible player at his peak, and it even still felt like he had another year or two left, but I guess the league thought differently. That really is too bad. I mean, he's one of the greatest stat sheet stuffers in the history of the game. if not well, I don't know about the greatest. Uh, I mean, there's him, there's Oscar Robertson, uh, Jason Kidd and Magic Johnson were low key stat sheet stuffers. Uh, yeah, I'm not really sure who I would have as the number one guy, but he's definitely up there. Uh, but yeah, moving on to building out this team. Uh, I did sign Jeremy Grant before his breakout as like a really valuable role player. Uh, which, you know, can he actually do anything for me? The answer to that is probably not. But you never know. And then Josh Hughes. And then, yeah, later in the draft, wow, Deion Peacock was a lottery pick. I forgot about that. Uh, yeah, he's not going to be a very good lottery pick, but I don't know. Maybe he can provide some things the team needs. Then, of course, we got Ivica Zubats and Henry Ellenson at the 5. You know, they're rock solid players. Drafted Zach Conley, 20 years old, and he's a power forward who shoots threes. Couldn't tell you what his value is going to end up being, but, you know, he's a player. And if he doesn't turn out well, I didn't give up much for him. So, yeah, now that I have added Jeremy Grant and Josh Eustace, I have an overabundance of forwards. So I am going to take some calls for Aminu and Harkless. John Henson, Bobby Portis, J.R. Smith, John Collins, Cody Zeller, Robin Lopez, Joakim Noah, and Ron Baker. Damari Carroll's expiring contract. Maybe. DJ Augustine, he's just flat out cheaper, and, you know, if that rookie I drafted doesn't turn out, that would give me a better option at point guard. Better, but still not good. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with DJ Augustine. He's on a 2-year deal, so I don't have to worry too much about having to pay him in the future because, well, he's not going to be good in 2 years. I guarantee that. Plus, he's cheaper than Harkless. So I've got Langston Galloway, DJ Augustine, and Aaron Cook. Couple other point guards for Cook to compete with for minutes, but Cook is still going to get minutes because we are a young team that's not trying to be good right now. Eustace and Peacock, Grant and Conley. Alright, so yeah, up next is Aminu. Furkan Korkmaz, I don't need another wing. Bobby Portis, Wesley Johnson, and a first-round pick from the Clippers. That's tempting. John Collins, Cody Zeller, Robin Lopez, Joakim Noah. Come on, if you're going to make me take on Joakim Noah's contract, at least give me a draft pick. Darrell Arthur. Couple picks from the Mavs, but I like the picks I have now. Icon Bogu and a first-round pick from the Pacers, maybe. Yeah, sure. I'll take Bogu and a first-round pick from the Pacers. Top 3 protected, but how good are the Pacers going to be in 2 years? Or, well, this was the 2018 season, so 3 years. And then, Icon Bogu might turn into something. He's not like a must-keep, but, he's a guy who could end up being valuable as a rim protector, screener, and offensive rebounder. So now I have 3 centers. And I still have 13 players rostered, so need to bring in 2 more. I don't really need any more guards. So I guess a power forward and a center. Yeah, sure. Give me Steve Novak. And Joel Anthony. Those are usually 2 guys I bring in to finish their careers with whatever team I'm playing as. Like, they never get playing time, mind you, but, they're players on the roster. Contract extensions. Nobody wants to extend. Zubats is the only one I'm really interested in extending. And he's undecided currently. Fair enough. So, let's go to my playbooks. Yeah, Galloway, I guess, is my lead ball handler right now. Luke Kennard is a secondary. Henry Ellenson is a roll man. Zubats is a roll man. Garrett Temple is not in the rotation. Dion Peacock. Three-pointer, pick-and-roll ball handler, pick-and-roll man, and handoff. That seems just about as good a use for his skills as I can think of. Uh, Aaron Cook. I remember him being an underwhelming playmaker, but he is my point guard. Zach Conley. Three-pointer, roll man, cutter, mid-range. Zach LaVine, secondary ball handler. Jeremy Grant, three-pointer, roll man, cutter. And then Josh Hustis, three-pointer, cutter, roll man, no need for handoff. DJ Augustine, ball handler, three-pointer, handoff, cutter. Icon Bogu, roll man, cutter. And then Novak and Joel Anthony are not in my rotation. And then Alexandris, I plan on using as a power forward, and whenever I have a power forward as like a lead ball handler, this is what I give him. And then back to Galloway. So yeah, I believe it's time to move forward. On to the player progression. LaVine, he improved his mid-range shot, which is nice. Zubats, he improved his rebounding. Kennard improved his scoring and playmaking. Okay. Galloway improved his playmaking. Henry Ellenson improved his inside scoring and his rebounding. So, you know what? Fair enough. Garrett Temple, Jeremy Grant, DJ Augustine is just about the same player he was last year, which, ew. He was not good last year. But that's fine, I'm trying to be bad. Josh Hustis has improved as a defender, and that's about it. Anibogu, he went up by 4. Improved his interior scoring, defense, rebounding. Love to see it. Zach Conley beyond Peacock, Novak, Cook, and Joel Anthony. So then we move past the All-Star City Selection, Summer League, Hoop Summit. And now, we're on to the training camps. Alexandris has 99 potential, so there's no need to send him to an untapped potential camp. I'm going to send Zach LaVine to combo guard, get him working on that playmaking. Definitely necessary. Luke Kennard, just given the context of the team, I'm not 100% sure how much playing time he's going to end up getting. But, you know, I would like for him to get a good amount of it. But there's not enough there for me to justify sending him to combo guard. Zubats is the best center on the roster, and he and Henry Ellenson are basically tied. I mean, Anibogu's the youngest big man on the roster, but He's kind of he has an outside shot of becoming something. Zach Conley, he has 79 potential. He might benefit from an untapped. Peacock doesn't have very high potential. But I do think I want him to be my starting small forward. Just because I think he has a better future with this team than Josh Eustace. He's 3 years younger. He's a rookie. So yeah, I'm going to send Dion to combo guard. Very necessary. And then... And then... I don't really want to invest in Galloway. I don't want him on the team long term. I don't want to invest in Kennard only to wind up with a career sixth man. So I guess it's Zubats. Might as well invest in the best big man on the roster. Send him to big man defense. Nice, nice. And send everybody to free throws. Yep, that looks about right. So last season we won 33 games. This season I am expecting less than 25 wins, probably. I don't have much confidence in this group this season. I like a lot of the players I have, but just again, as a core, we're not there yet. So Langston Galloway, Zach LaVine. Where's Eustace? There's Eustace. Wait, no, I don't want Eustace to be starting. Peacock. And then, you know what? I'm starting one of my rookies. I might as well start the other as well. Conley. Galloway, LaVine, Peacock, Conley. Then Grant and Eustace are going to be my backup forwards. Augustine, Kennard, Eustace, Grant, Ellenson. I'll pop on a Bogu in there. And then swap Cook and Novak. Cook will be my third string point guard. He'll have the opportunity to leapfrog DJ Augustine and Langston Galloway in the rotation. Don't know if it's going to happen this year, but, you know, it could. Yeah, not high enough potential to justify investing in him significantly. Alright. I might play the fourth quarter for, like, I'll play the fourth quarter in, like, must-win games. Like, if I have to... I might also do rivalry games, like, against the Bulls or the Pacers. But yeah, if I have to string some wins together to make the playoffs, I'll play the fourth quarter for those games. I'll play the fourth quarter for some playoff games. So to answer your question, occasionally. Galloway, Levine, Peacock, Conley, Zubats, Augustine, Cook, Kennard, Hustis, Grant, Ellenson, and Anabogu. 12-man rotation. Oh boy. No good team goes 12 deep. Okay. And this is still currently Zach LaVine's team. So he gets those minutes. Conley gets those minutes. Zubats gets those minutes. I don't know if I want to go with the... Yeah, I'll go with these minutes. Cook is going to start off at about 6 minutes a game. He takes 3 minutes from Augustine and 3 minutes from Galloway. Toward the end of the first quarter, and then he starts the second. And then Kennard comes off the bench for Levine. The defensive-minded duo of Jeremy Grant and Josh Hustis both play about the same number of minutes off the bench. And then I think I'm going to do the same thing with Icon Bogu. Take a couple minutes from Zubats and a couple minutes from Ellenson. Give Bogu some time to maybe develop a two-man game with Cook. See if that works. Speaking of, did Anabogu play last year? Yes, but not really. He played 4 games, averaged 1.5 minutes per game. Per 36, though, he did average 12 points, 24 rebounds, all defensive, and 6 blocks on 100% shooting. So make of that what you will. Well, Actually, yeah, no, I'm gonna keep that the same. Just no need to complicate. So yeah, we got that for now. Balanced approach. I believe it is. Wait a minute. Got Langston Galloway on the trade block. DJ Augustine and Garrett Temple can go on there too. Along with Grant and Hustis. I know I just signed those guys, but I mean, come on. They are probably not long-term pieces. It would be hilarious, though, if they ended up being decent backup wings on a Pistons championship team. I just don't think that's what's going to happen. So, let's see how we do in this first month of basketball. Oh boy. We have 1, 2, 3 back-to-backs over the course of about a week and a half. Not even a week and a half. October 26th to November 4th. That's like, well, 7, 8. Over a 9-day span, we are playing 6 games. That's wild. So, let's get through our October games first. Alright. As expected, not a good start to the season. But then we do manage to steal a win from the Cavs. Cavs were in control of the game in the first half. They won by 2 in the first quarter, 15 in the second. So they go into halftime up 17. And then we make it interesting in the third and then go on a big fourth quarter run to steal the game from them. And as you may have expected, nobody stood out. Langston Galloway scored 15 on 9 shots. Good efficiency. But he had more turnovers than assists. Levine didn't shoot the ball all that well. His threes weren't falling, and he had 5 fouls. So he only had 15 points. Did have 5 assists and 2 steals, though. Zach Conley. He had 14 points on 13 shots, 4 turnovers. Yikes. DJ Augustine did have a big game off the bench. He came in, hit 3 threes, 14 points, 4 assists, a steal, a rebound. Josh Eustace also hit all 3 of his threes, had 13 points and 3 assists. Zubats had 11 and 7 on good efficiency. Luke Kennard came in, hit 4 of 4 shots, 10, 3, and 3, with a steal off the bench. Peacock, 7, 6, 3, 2 steals, only 1 turnover. That is the stat line of all time. Not a good stat line for 28 minutes, but the stat line of all time. Cook, yeah, he bricked 2 threes, and then, he scored well inside the arc, but yeah. Henry Ellenson had 7, 6, and a block, but also 2 turnovers. Grant, he had a rebound, a steal, and 6 points on bad efficiency. Anabogu had a bucket and a turnover. Not entirely sure what these stat lines are. Langston Galloway on the season is averaging 10.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers. Poor efficiency. Yeah, that's about what I expected from him, I think. Zach LaVine, scoring 20.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2.5 assists, a steal, 2 turnovers, 61% true shooting, but a poor assist-to-turnover ratio. So, I mean, not bad. Dion Peacock, he's not scoring the ball very well. He's averaging 9 points per game. The turnovers are high. Decent rebounding, though. And there is some potential there as a playmaker. But yeah, 45% true shooting is not going to cut it. Zach Conley, he's shooting 44% on his threes. Can't make a two to save his life, but again, 44% on his threes. For a 51% true shooting, fair enough. Zubats, 13 points, 8.5 rebounds. That's basically 18 and almost 12 and 3 blocks per 36 minutes on high efficiency. I like that. DJ Augustine, he's making 44% of his threes, putting up 10 points, 4 assists. Holy cow. 57% true shooting, for solid assist to turnover ratio. Cook, bad. He is not very good at basketball. He's good at not turning the ball over, but he's scoring 20 points per 36 minutes, which is good, but it's on 41% true shooting, and that is abysmal. He has not, I already mentioned, he has not committed a turnover yet. Luke Kennard, yeah, he's a sniper, and he's good at taking care of the ball. Josh Huestis, he's playing quite well. Nothing special, but he plays good defense, he takes care of the ball, and he is shooting well. Jeremy Grant, on the other hand, he's not really doing much. At least not much good. Henry Ellenson, significant improvement on his two-pointers. 56.5% from the field, despite only shooting 28.5% on his threes. That's a lot of rebounds for his playing time. And he's also blocking a lot of shots. It's early in the season, but he's playing quite well. Ike. Yeah, he's getting a point and a rebound. Basically 10, 7.5, and a block per 36. Not good, but not bad either. Well, we've got a game coming up against the Bulls, so... Well, I already simulated a game against the Bulls. But... Shush. Let's simulate to this game against the Bulls, which I believe is going to be at United Center. We have not been winning games. Cook, yeah, he's been bad. The assist-to-turnover ratio is good. The efficiency as a scorer is atrocious. Anabogu, he suddenly got a lot worse. Henry Ellenson, he's still shooting 50% from the field, but he's having trouble with his free throws. Oh my goodness. 17 and 16 per 36. Henry Ellenson might just be a really good 17-minute per game big man. Jeremy Grant. He's a decent shot-blocking wing, but that's kind of about all he does. Josh Huestis, he's still shooting well. But he's not like a hyper-impactful player. Luke Kennard shooting well. I already saw Cook. Augustine, 42% from the field and 36 from downtown, 80 from the free throw line. Better than he was playing last year. Quite a bit better. And I mean, Peacock, he's really bad right now. Zach Conley, the hot shooting has cooled off. Let's be nice and say that. Zach LaVine, he's putting up 22.5 points and 3 assists. And not quite 4 rebounds. Efficient scoring, the playmaking, I mean, when the shot making on the rest of the team is this bad, I can't really blame LaVine for not really making plays. So yeah, we've got a game against the Bulls. The 6-3 Chicago Bulls. So, as expected, the Bulls have kind of been in control of this game. But we were able to close the gap in the third quarter. So, let's see what the fourth quarter has in store for us. This should be fun, hopefully. I'm going to try to avoid just playing Zach LaVine hero ball, but I might end up doing that. Jeremy Grant has 4 fouls, Henry Ellenson has 3. Why is Hustis at the 4? Well, LaVine attacks the basket and gets fouled by former teammate Denzel Valentine. This is actually a home game in Detroit. So that's better for us, I'd say. I forgot we traded Drummond to Chicago. Grant gets the ball, outlet pass to LaVine, who pulls up and splashes the 3. Hey, it's Justin Holiday. I guess the Zach LaVine trade kind of turned him into an essential piece. Oh, hi, Drummond. Grant to Hustis. Alright, Jeremy. 2. Ah. No good. Thought Valentine was gonna layup. Oh, I helped pretty heavily. I was a bit late to react on the... But at the same time, Valentine was giving Hustis corner three for a reason. Even though Hustis is shooting the ball well, he is not a shooter. Ooh, offensive rebound from the free throw. Levine, another one, no good. Okay, well, gotta get Ellenson out of... Ellenson, no good, because I tried to shoot too soon, and that just ended up with Ellenson pulling up. Yeah, that sounds about right for 2K. Gameplay cutting in and out. Galloway is back in the game. No good. Alright. Elfrid Payton. Mirotic, who the hell do you think you are? Oh. Got me in the air, but you know who the last person the Bulls won at the free throw line is? Drummond. Oh, hey, he made both free throws. Only in 2K. Alright, Peacock, let's see what you got. Not bad. If I were to guess, it's probably the game. But I don't know, maybe my internet just can't handle 2K. Hard to say. You know what? Since I don't much care whether I win or lose this game, I might as well put in all the young guys. Cook, Kennard, Peacock, Conley, and Anabogu. Dwayne Wade back on the Bulls. What? Ooh. Uh-oh. And Mirotic fumbles the... Ow, Galloway, you fumbled the cut. Oh, he made that. Good job, D-Wade. Galloway attacks and gets the bucket. Not bad, not bad. Mirotic, no good. That is a long two, and it went in. Good shot, Peacock. Why do we keep leaving him open? I mean, he's not making us pay, so maybe that's why. Conley is at the free throw line. Makes one free throw. And bricks the other. Oh. And one. The last thing we need is for Mirotic to start cooking us. Alright, let's get Cook attacking the basket. Just kidding. Wide open three, no good. Dwayne Wade floater will not go. Elfrid Payton, however, will get his to go. Alright. Might as well attack the empty corner. Oh, thrown down by the 6'1 Dynamo. He's not Nate Robinson short, but, you know, for a guy to be dunking like that at 6'1 is pretty impressive. Peacock tips it. That is very little time on the shot clock. Peyton's going to have to heave it from there, and yeah. That was never going to work. I just realized both teams are wearing white. I hate it. Alright, elbow pull-up is good. Nice shot, Cook. And we kind of just let Drummond do what he wants at the rim. Another pull-up, no good. But, you know, that was not a bad shot. Oh, we did leave Drummond open at the rim, though, for that lob. That's not good. And just kidding, attack the middle, thrown down in traffic, and one. And he converts the free throw. We've got a 4-point lead. Ooh, nice pass. And despite the offensive rebounds, eventually a bucket. That is peak Andre Drummond basketball, ladies and gentlemen. That was just a bad possession. Double D Wade because I am not afraid of Elfrid Payton. That was a nice pass, but it was not easy for Markkanen to catch. Ooh, guard grabs a rebound over Drummond, and he nails the three in semi-transition. Let's go. Ooh, Kennard pokes the ball loose. And Anabogu gets the attack, or attacks the rim in transition. free throws. He makes one of them. And the other. Very nice. Step up a little bit. Show on Mirotic, and he turns the ball over. Alright. And then Peacock attacks the basket, gets the layup. Alright, yeah, switch on to... Oh, Valentine, that was bad. But Markkanen, that was good. Nice attack by Conley. Once again, not afraid of Elfrid Payton. Rush Valentine's decision-making, that definitely hurts him. And now Dwayne Wade has a mismatch he would have loved back in his younger days, but just settles for the... Oh, come on! Drummond with another offensive rebound and one. And he makes another free throw. I'd be mad if I weren't impressed by Drummond's shot making in this game. Reset the offense. And we have Peacock attack Enzel Valentine. I'm going to call him for the rest of this game, because no D. Have Onabogu step out because Drummond just isn't rolling. Get out of here, D-Wade. Oh, that was picked off immediately. Didn't even go to who I wanted it to go to. Markkanen, the tough layup in transition. This is just going to come down to we are giving Luke Kennard the ball every time, because he is by far our best free throw shooter. Guaranteed 2 points every time. And the MVP of the game is Zach LaVine with 19, 2, and 2. Yeah, fair enough. He did have that nice run to begin the fourth quarter. Let's slow it down a bit. Oh! Cook throws it down in traffic. And yeah, the game is definitely on ice. Yoink. Go Onabogu, go! Thrown down. Take charge, take charge, take charge. We got our second win of the season against the Chicago Bulls. An actually decent team. Very nice shot there by Peacock. Terrific chase down block, the dunk. Yep, Zach LaVine ultimately led the team in scoring. He was 5 for 11 on his threes, 1 of 2 on his twos. So he was running and gunning on his threes, which, you know what, he was rewarded for it. In the fourth quarter specifically, Levine was 2 of 3 on his threes, and the one time he decided to attack the basket, he drew a foul. And he also committed no turnovers throughout the game. Cook, no assists, but he did score the ball well. Did most of that in the fourth quarter, where he was 5 for 7, including 1 for 1 on his threes. Conley, 14-5, 3 assists, a steal, a turnover. Or a steal and a block, not a turnover. Scoring efficiency, not great, but he was 5 for 7, including 1 for 1 on his threes. Conley, 14-5, 3 assists, a steal, a turnover. Or a steal and a block, not a turnover. Scoring efficiency, not great, but that didn't cut out my audio, did it? Okay, I don't think it did. Alright, so yeah. Zubats, 14-6, a steal and a block, 2 turnovers. Grant, 14-6, 2 blocks. Efficient. Didn't even attempt a 3 tonight. Yeah, Peacock, rock solid game. 11-7 with a steal and a block. Augustine, 11-3 with no turnovers. Didn't really do anything in the fourth quarter, but didn't need to at that point. Luke Kennard, not a great game, but passable, I guess. Feel like he could have done more in 18 minutes, but is what it is. Galloway. That is my starting point guard. Yeah, I don't like that. I really don't like that. Ellenson had 12 rebounds off the bench. 5 of them were offensive. I wonder how many of those were off his own misses. Hopefully very few. But I don't know. Anabogu, 4, an assist, a block, no turnovers, good efficiency. Josh Eustace. I mean, he didn't do much, but he was fine. Alright, well, Zubats has decided to re-sign, and he's the only one I really care about re-signing. And he's re-signing cheap. I'll take that. I don't know why he would. That is a fire your agent contract. But considering Langston Galloway has been really bad, Augustine has been pretty good, And then Cook just had a good game himself. I think what I'm going to do is replace Galloway in the starting lineup with Augustine and then have Galloway and Cook split the backup point guard minutes. Don't worry, there's a method to my madness. Huh. There we go. Augustine playing the first 6 minutes of every quarter except for the fourth, in which he plays the last 6, and then Galloway and Cook get 12 minutes per game each. Should that one good game be enough to earn Cook some extra minutes? I don't know. But, I mean, he's had a good assist-to-turnover ratio this whole time. It's not like he's been unplayably bad. So let's see how the next game goes. High-scoring game against the Rockets. It was overtime. Possibly double over... No, definitely not double overtime. Not with Chris Paul only playing 39 minutes. Alan Williams and Clint Capella both fouled out in 23 and 24 minutes, respectively. That's a big fat oof. Ryan Anderson played 35 minutes in the year 2019. Ryan Anderson played 35 minutes. That is, like I said, a big fat oof. So yeah, we gave the Rockets a run for their money. Zach LaVine dropped 44, hit 8 threes. DJ Augustine had 20 points in his first start. Hit 6 threes, or not hit 6 threes, he hit 4. He had 6 assists. Zubats, 14 and 8. 5 turnovers, though. Yuck. Peacock. He was okay, I guess. Conley had 10 and 3. Not good. Cook, he had 10 points off the bench on 9 shots. Galloway actually played well off the bench, for whatever that's worth. 8 and 6 for Henry Ellenson with an assist, no turnovers. He hit 2 threes. Jeremy Grant, 6 points, couple rebounds, a steal, 2 blocks. Not bad, although the 2 for 5 from the free throw line is bad. Luke Kennard, bad. Josh Eustace, 7 assists, but bad shooting. Anabogu, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a block. No shot attempts. So, you know, make of that what you will. We lost to the Mavericks. Lost badly to the Sixers. Lost to the Hawks. First round pick and Rakeem Christmas. Been a long time since I've heard that name. For Ryan Anderson and a second round pick. Or not Ryan Anderson, Henry Ellenson. Why did I have Ryan Anderson on the brain? I mean, on the one hand, teams should not be giving up a first-round pick for Henry Ellenson. But on the other hand, do I really want to give up a player who has some upside, I'm sure, for a first-round pick who won't get to play for at least 3 years? I mean, I don't want to be in an endless rebuild here. I'm not trading a young player for a pick 3 years down the road. We got a win against the Clippers. That's worth looking at. Zach LaVine had 32 points, 12 of 13 on his free throws. He fouled out in 26 minutes. He was +4 in his minutes, though. Zach Conley, 17 points on good efficiency. No turnovers. Peacock, 11, 6, 5, 3 steals. Man, that's a great game from Peacock. I mean, at least for the type of player that he is. Henry Ellenson, 11 points and a couple rebounds off the bench. Zubats, 10 and 10 with 4 blocks and a steal. Jeremy Grant, 10 points, a couple rebounds, and a block, no turnovers. As a team, we only had 7 turnovers. DJ Augustine, a little inefficient, but he did his job, I guess. Cook, also a little inefficient, but he did have 4 assists and no turnovers. Galloway, Hustis, not a good game from Hustis. Anabogu, 2 points, 4 rebounds, and a block. Pretty good game for him. Luke Kennard, that's all they really got, just 3 rebounds, 2 turnovers, no assists, no points. That's a bad game for a guy who's pretty much just a scorer. Let's see what the Indy game. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play the 4th quarter of this game because it's another rivalry game. And we are kind of kicking their butts. Well, not so much now, but we have so far won every quarter, for whatever that may be worth. So, gonna do what I did actually, this time I'm gonna keep LaVine instead of Kennard. Peacock, Conley, and Ike Anabogu. LaVine and the youngins. I say as though LaVine himself is not a youngin. Gonna see how this group fares. Well, Galloway immediately gets rejected by Miles Turner. And then Ellenson fouls a slashing Jamal Crawford? Jordan Crawford. Lob the jam! That was a nice one. Up. Cook in transition. Thrown down hard, and he hangs from the rim. I vaguely remember Jimmy Butler hanging from the rim like that after dunking against the Nets. I think it might have been a lob. Oh. Thaddeus Young gets the rebound and gets to the free throw line. Unfortunately, he's kind of a bad free throw shooter. He made one. It's not like he exactly proved me wrong. Alright, Peacock has a bit of a size mismatch and he gets stripped. Glenn Robinson III, no good. And this time, Peacock gets all the way to the rim. Jordan Crawford draws the foul on Anabogu. Crawford makes both free throws. That's fine. We're still up double digits. Oh, that was bad. The defense kind of just cut both my avenues off. Miles Turner, the post step back for the bucket. Okay. I'll head this way. Get a pick from Anabogu. He's going to roll to the basket. No real avenues there. However, a wide open Zach LaVine corner three does not go. Oladipo to Robinson. Robinson attacks the basket, has nowhere to go. And Oladipo is back out there trying to cook. LaVine kind of bails him out with a foul. And then Anabogu picks off the inbound pass, so does that make it a good foul? And then Peacock gets to the rim and scores. Rainbows that shot up. Sag off, your swag's off, and all that. Darren Collison. Young. No good. And then Peacock goes after Robinson, gets fouled. Makes his first free throw. And the second. I realize my game footage has been okay, there it goes. Ooh, Oladipo with the tough shot. Oh. LaVine just got shut down hard on that one. Collison, no good. Man, come on, Zach. How do you drop the ball under no pressure? And Miles Turner floats it up and in. I probably should have just taken that three with Peacock, but he did get to the rim and score. He's got 18 and 6 on just 10 shots. He's been a nice safety valve for us, just on those driving kicks, attacking the basket off of that. And Darren Collison makes the long two. Part of me wants to try going to Peacock more, but the other part of me is like, he's excelling in the role he currently has when my guards aren't just turning the ball over like a hot potato. Come on, dang. Levine? No. Collison settles for a jumper. Advance the ball. Levine to the basket. Thrown down hard. 2 dribbles from the wing was all it took. And Zach LaVine fouls. I don't think I checked my fouls. I probably should have. Alright, Cook. The lob and thrown down by Anabogu. Yeah. Anabogu is pretty good at those lob finishes. Come on, Vic. Let's see what you got. No good from the Masked Singer, and then Miles Turner gets stuffed on the offensive rebound. And Levine turns the ball over again. Thanks, guys. Well, specifically Zach. Kind of feels like he's choking this game away for us. And Darren Collison makes the 3. Alright, let's have Peacock initiate and see how this goes. Dumps it off to Anabogu, and he misses the layup. Fair enough. He fumbled the catch. I don't really blame Cook feeding him I don't really think Cook fed him not Cook, Peacock fed him too late. He just fumbled the catch. Cook got a bit too aggressive and fouled Collison. And Darren Collison, being the player he is, makes both free throws. Alright. Reject the screen. And get stripped and turn the ball over. Ooh. Thrown down by Cook. After Anabogu was able to chase that guy down. Yoink. The 3 for Peacock, no good. Anabogu the rebound. Conley. That's not the shot I wanted Anabogu taking. I thought he was gonna like curl closer to, or I thought he was gonna curl harder toward the basket. And the Pacers fight for the rebound and the bucket. I think what I'm gonna do is take LaVine out of the game. Like he is not helping me right now. I think Luke Kennard might help a little bit more. Cook attacking out of the pick and roll, and another dunk. I mean, he's having fun with it. And Avery Bradley, no good on the pull-up. LaVine left open for three, brick. Nice try at that pass, though. Got to be willing to take some risks if you're going to be a real good playmaker at this level. And thrown down by Cook. But yeah, being willing to take risks as a playmaker does also mean sometimes that will happen to you. Peacock gets in there and scores off the pump fake. I mean, Peacock and Cook are getting work done. Cook more so in transition, and Peacock in the half court. Oh, Avery Bradley nailed that three in Zach LaVine's face. And Anabogu nails the short jumper. I'm kind of impressed Cook was able to get the ball not into the hands of the defense. And we force the backcourt violation. And finally, we get Kennard to come in, and Avery Bradley jumps the passing lane and hits the very difficult layup. Alright, let's slow it down. Splash. That is probably going to put the game away. Yoink! Well, if the game wasn't already put away, it definitely is now. I say as Peacock smokes a layup in transition, but ooh, and then Peacock finds Conley for the layup. Yoink. Three, no good. Ooh, tough shot, no good. Peacock for three, no good. Oh, I was hoping for to get one more steal just to pad the stats. Well, we beat the Pacers by double digits, and those boos are sweet. definitely a little rough there at times, but Peacock was able to score 20 on good efficiency without hitting a three. 7 rebounds, a couple steals. Playmaking wasn't great, but, his shot creation was valuable. Cook, just, again, his half-court, inside the arc playmaking. Or, wait, no. Oops. Peacock. I got Peacock and Cook mixed up, even though I don't think I said anything that would have really indicated that I had. But yeah, Peacock had a very nice game. Cook, yeah, I mean, his transition playmaking was very valuable. Because we did go out in transition a lot. But yeah, Peacock with his half-court attacking, just having the right, the timing to attack off the catch the way he did. Yep, like I said, Cook really pushed it in transition. Levine, he was pretty awful in the fourth. 1 of 5 shooting, that one being a dunk. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, 2 fouls. Conley, he hit that massive 3 toward the end of the game to put it away. He did hit another 3 at some point. Had a nice layup for 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and he was just picking off those passing lanes in the fourth. Anabogu, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. And then Grant, Hustis, Galloway, and Kennard had some playing time, and Ellenson had some playing time in the fourth, but they didn't really do much of anything, really. I think that's going to be the last game I play before the All-Star break. So let us commence. Alright, we're 5-14. That's not good. Okay, if I turn down a first-round pick for Ellenson, what makes you think I'm going to accept a bad contract on a second-rounder? And we get another win against the Raptors. Joakim Noah and Luis Scola. Absolutely not. And we're on a 6-game losing streak. 7. But you know what? I'm cool with that. We break it against Miami. Get another win against the Kings. And then we go right back to losing, which I'm okay with. Alexei Ajinça, and a second-round pick for... No. Just no. Lost by 40 to Golden State, won by double digits against the Lakers. Whoever Bosniak is, and Jared Bayless for Luke Kennard and Langston Galloway. I'll pass. We're into the new year. A.J. Hammonds and Aaron Baines for Zubats and Conley. What do I get out of that? I trade a young piece and my starting center for 2 other centers. Justin Patton for Henry Ellenson and a second-round pick. Nah. More losses. We're now at 7 in a row. 8. Thanks to the Warriors. And then we beat the Wizards and the Nuggets. Make of that what you will. Nicholas Batum and Rodney Magruder for Zach LaVine and Zach Conley. Yeah, no. Nene for Henry Ellenson and a second-round pick. No. Dwight Howard and a first-round pick for... No. Zach LaVine right now is the best player on the team. Why would I trade him? Marvin Williams for Zubats and a second-round pick. Why would I trade a better, younger player and a second-round pick for a worse, older, more expensive player? Why would I do that? In what world would that have been an acceptable trade? Jeff Teague and a first-round pick for LaVine and a second-round pick from... Yeah, no. Alright. I should not have gone past the trade deadline, because all 5 of the players I have on the trade block are still on the team. That was a mistake. Oh well. It's not like any of them had some massive trade value. So now that we're kind of at the halfway point of the season, let's see how everybody's doing. DJ Augustine, 10.5 points, 1.5 rebounds, 4 assists, half a steal. Per 36, that's 16 and 6. On about 57% shooting, that's somewhere in the neighborhood of league average. You know, I like DJ Augustine. And again, it's a much better season than he had last year. Zach LaVine putting up 23.5 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 62.5% true shooting. Not quite as efficient as he was last year, but he's putting up better numbers for the most part. Peacock. 8 points, or 8.3 points, 4.5 rebounds, about 3 assists, 1.3 steals. Inefficient, but he's also not taking very many shots. A scorer, he is not. Conley, 13 and 5. On 52% true shooting. Shooting not quite 34% from 3. Zubats, 10 and 8.5. Basically 15 and 12 per 36. And a whole lot of stocks. 60% true shooting. Zubats is kind of breaking out. Galloway. Alright, I should probably check out what Augustine has been doing as a starter. Yeah, I mean, 11, 4, basically, yeah. Numbers are only slightly better than they were when he was coming off the bench. But yeah, Galloway. Well, the assist-to-turnover stuff is better, but it's still not good. The efficiency is, I believe, better, but actually, I don't know. Langston Galloway is just not a good basketball player. I think I'm going to remove him from the rotation. There's no reason his minutes shouldn't be going to a rookie. Luke Kennard. Yeah, he's still a 37% three-point shooter on probably high volume for his minutes. He's basically the same player he was last year. Maybe a little bit worse. Should that be alarming? I don't know. Josh Eustace is coming off the bench for 5 points, which isn't very many, but the defense is good. You know, he's the basketball player of all time. Jeremy Grant. The three-point shot from last year is just not hitting the same this year. The defense is also a bit worse, but I don't know. Henry Ellenson, 45% from the field. In only about 18 minutes. He's averaging 15 rebounds per 36. And by far a career high true shooting percentage. So he's showing quite a bit. Anabogu, 1.5 points, 2 rebounds, and half a block per 36. That is 9 points, 12.2 rebounds, and 3.7 blocks on almost league average efficiency. So, yeah. What I'm going to do is give Cook Augustine's minutes. Not Augustine, Galloway. And I suppose we move on for, well, first I'm going to check the award races and stuff. Russell Westbrook is leading the way for MVP, averaging another 30-some point triple-double. So, you know, fair enough. Then LeBron, Steph, KD, Giannis, the usual suspects. Rookie of the Year right now, probably going to come down to Brendan Campbell and Jared Allen, though I would say Campbell definitely has an advantage. And then, you know, you got guys like Kenneth Wooden, Dwight Curry, and Carl Nelson who kind of have an outside shot. I'm surprised Carl Nelson is so low considering he's leading the Rookie of the Year candidates in both scoring and assists. Like, I get he's by far the worst rebounder and second fewest steals and by far the fewest blocks, but I don't know, with him putting up 13 points, 5 assists on that efficiency, I feel like he should probably be higher. Like, Dwight Curry's efficiency is awful, as is Kenneth Wooden's. Jared Allen's is good, and Brendan Campbell's is not. Like, I don't know. Right. Sixth man, Jeremy Lin, Mason Plumlee, Al Horford, Enid Cantor. I'm not going to comment on that. DeAndre Jordan, Andre Drummond, Rudy Gobert, Hassan Whiteside, Draymond Green, you know, the Defensive Player of the Year suspects. Because people were still convinced Andre Drummond was a good defender back then. Most Improved, Lonzo, yeah, I mean, he went from 11-8 to 16-11. I'd call that significant improvement. Even adjusting for playing time, that is still improvement just about across the board. All-Stars. None of my guys, fair enough. None of my guys in the three-point contest. And I don't really want to sign Augustine or Temple to a contract extension. So I suppose it's time to move forward with, at the very least, the rest of February. Yeah, we are probably the worst team in the league right now. 12-44. 13-44. Might as well check. Definitely the worst team in the East by a fair margin. And we're also a fair amount worse than the Sacramento Kings. Oof. Yeah. We're pretty bad. So yeah, let's see what March has in store for us. Lost to the Pelicans and the Grizzlies. We beat the Grizzlies, actually. And the Nets. And the Raptors. We're on a bit of a win streak. Well, thanks, Portland. Beat the Pacers. Bad loss to Portland. And a bad loss to the Clippers. Double-digit loss to the Kings. Lost to the Suns. Beat the Wolves. Lost to the Bulls and Cavs. Beat the Knicks. Lost to the Suns. Come on, 20 wins. Wonder how Cook did in March. He averaged about 14 points, shot 47% from the field, 35.5 from three, 78 from the free throw line. I mean, that is what I would call not bad. And let's see what the rest of the season has in store for us, I suppose. Come on, 20 wins. There's 20. We're definitely not hitting 25. We might, however, hit 23. Although the Sixers are a good team. And we hit 23. Russell Westbrook wins MVP, averaging 31, 11, and 11, basically. Brendan Campbell walks away with Rookie of the Year. Jeremy Lin wins Sixth Man. Yeah, 16, 5, and 4 with 1.3 steals. That's good. Drummond, 18, 12, 4 stocks. Yeah, sure. Lonzo, Steve Kerr. Nobody on the All-NBA teams. Knicks, like Blazers, Pistons. I didn't get anyone on the All NBA or on the All Rookie first team, but I had 3 guys on the second team. So, make of that what you will. Alright, so what did we learn from this season? Well, we learned DJ Augustine still has something left in the tank, despite being an undersized 31-year-old point guard. Zach LaVine, I don't really think we learned anything new about him. He just had another really good season. Peacock, what did we learn about him? He can have his moments, but he's definitely not a starting caliber wing. Zach Conley, he could be a starting caliber big man one day. I mean, he is a big shooter. Zubats. Again, Zubats kind of broke out this season. And what did I learn about Zubats this season? He should fire his agent for the contract we signed him to. 5.9, 5.61, 5.31, 5.01 over the next 4 years. And, we just established he is a starting center who, if given more opportunity, could put up some really impressive numbers. Aaron Cook. He averaged 23 points per 36 minutes, about 2-to-1 assist to turnover. 53% true shooting. After a really rough start to the season, he had himself a pretty decent end to the season. Especially with his really hot March. There's definitely a solid player in there. Luke Kennard, we learned literally nothing new about him. He didn't really have much opportunity, really. Over the offseason, I am probably going to trade DJ Augustine to a contender. Maybe. Or a team that can trick themselves into thinking that giving up a draft pick for Augustine would be a good idea. So then that would leave me a little bit thinner at the guard spots with LaVine, Cook, and Kennard. Although, that would also create a bit of a problem with all 3 of my guards being offense-oriented. I don't want to say they're not playmakers, because they're all good passers, but playmaking isn't just getting assists. But, for the most part, none of them are stellar playmakers. And that would be putting a lot of playmaking responsibility on the forward I just drafted, who's going to be coming into the league next season. Uh, Speaking of Leftos Alexandris, I would have liked to see what he did overseas, but that would have had to have been during the season that I checked that. Though he does seem to have improved significantly. You know, I'm excited to. Oh, have a good night, man. Uh, but yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what Leftos Alexandri brings to the table. Uh, so yeah, Josh Eustace. What did I learn about him? There's actually a decent backup wing in there. Uh, yep, I'll see you Saturday. Jeremy Grant. I what I learned about him is that maybe last year was a flash in the pan. Henry Ellenson. What did I learn about him? Well, he's a damn good rebounder, and he, you know, starting to play like a real NBA player. Anabogu, I mean, he's also a really good rebounder and a really good rim protector. Offensively, he needs to put in a lot of work. And then Langston Galloway, we learned he is terrible. Just utterly atrocious. So let's see how the playoffs go. Alright, the Pelicans are doing pretty well for themselves. Well, that ended pretty quickly. And the Warriors beat the Bucks in 6 for the championship. Steph Curry, Finals MVP, 33.5 points, 8.7 assists, 4 rebounds, 2.3 steals, made over half his threes. Steph Curry, ladies and gentlemen. And the Bucks went on an interesting run where each progressive series they won in fewer games until, they got to the finals. So we move on to the offseason. Vince Carter and Pau Gasol have retired. Usually they retire after the first year, I think. I don't know, maybe they don't. Luis Scola, a lot of guys retiring without a team. Vince Carter makes the Hall of Fame. Pau Gasol not being in the Hall of Fame is a travesty. None of these changes are all that compelling. League realignment. Draft lottery. Alright, so we have one lottery pick, but it does have the best odds at number 1. And it stayed at number 1. Alright, we end up with back-to-back number 1 picks. Adam Silver is probably in shambles. Although, maybe he's not, because we only tanked for one of them. So yeah, staff goes through meaningful improvements. And we sim to draft day. Got a lot of guys with injury concerns in this draft, and that is very concerning. I have a lot of second rounders in this draft, too. I might be able to move up from 19 to get another pick. Alright, so Langston Galloway, get the hell off my team. I mean, the most realistic trade would be the Hawks trading a late first round pick to get Miles Plumlee the hell off their team. So, you know what? I'm going to do that. And DJ Augustine. Is anybody willing to give up a good pick for him? Or a potentially good pick? Lottery protected pick from the Jazz. It's mostly protected picks, which makes sense. 2021. Okay, this was the 18-19 season, so preferably a 2020 pick. Doesn't look like anybody's willing to give up a 2020 pick. So, you know what? The Sixers are too good. The Bulls. I don't think the Bulls made any noise in the playoffs, so I'm going to trade Augustine back to the Bulls. So, Cook, Levine, Kennard. We're getting Alexandris. Grant is going to be backing him up. Or is he? Because we do also have Zach Conley. I think I'm going to stick with Conley instead of Grant. Grant is cheap. He can stay. Hustis is going to be backing up Peacock. And yeah, Zubats, Ellenson. Let's check out the prospects in this draft. Ew. Okay, point forward. Doesn't really have length. I mean, the thing is... Yeah, Cousins is very tempting. Bosa. Shooter. Post scorer. Super athletic, but no length. Belton Bennett. Uh, Alright, so yeah, I am going to move on from Jeremy Grant. I'll take a far in the future first round pick from the Spurs. To clear up another forward spot. Alright. Could maybe use another guy who has potential as a starting three. Maybe Jamie Rose. Doesn't really seem to be much there in terms of... So yeah, only pick worth keeping is number 1. Then how can I maneuver these picks? Okay, how about... Yeah, why not? I'll do that. Sure. Then move that to Milwaukee, even though they just made the finals. And now we're going to move on to draft day. Is it a bad thing that I'm taking another player who does exactly the same things as the player I drafted last year? Yeah, probably. Do I care? If the talent's there, I'll find a way to make it work. it was a bit of a reach for him, but I think he was just the best player in the draft. Not a very good draft. What's his upside? 83. So nothing crazy. I mean, he likes to dunk. Drive tendency is high. Playmaking tendency is good. Good team defender. And then we already know what Alexandris does. Sure, use all my team options. Renounce my free agents. Good. And that's going to be all for now. Not sure when I'm going to do this again, but it will eventually happen. Have a good night, everybody.